Hello there and welcome to our sleep chat. My name is Rachelle and today I'm going to talk to you all about sleep tips that I have accrued over the last 17 years. I just want to share with you guys and bring some sleep to your home, giving you guys some peace and restful nights with your newborn babies, maybe toddlers. We're going to jump into this series this year and we are just going to go one section at a time. And today is all about sleep tips. So let's get started. So when is your baby ready to sleep through the night? This is a question that I think is really important to ask, and there are very distinct signs of readiness to let us know when your babies are ready. I look for three things. The first one is, did they show the signs of developmental readiness? Did they stop pooping at night? When they stop pooping at night, their body is telling you that they're going into this deeper rest and repair sleep at nighttime, which separates their daytime. This happens somewhere around 6 to 8 weeks of age. And sometimes it's a little older, sometimes it's a little younger, but that's a sign that their body is giving you that they have actually separated day from night. Every other sign of the nighttime, all the things that we do to set in place for the nursery is really just setting up a good sleep space. It's not teaching them really how to sleep through the night or even sleep training, I would say. It's just making sure that their sleep environment is prepared for healthy sleep. But they will give you signs of readiness. And the first one is no pooping at night. That lets you know their body is separate from your body. Since they're mimicking your behavior, is telling you, I get some deeper sleep at night and I'm not gonna poo because that's my digestive system working. That's a lot of work. I'm just gonna reserve that for the daytime and rest deeper at nighttime. So that's one thing you look for. The other thing that you're gonna look for is weight. You want them to be somewhere between 13.5 and 15 pounds. I know that there's a lot of stuff out there for 12 pounds. Most babies at 12 pounds aren't quite ready, but you can determine weight based off of when your baby was born. Are they following the same growth chart, the same percentage? They don't need to be in 90%. They don't need to be in 10%. They just need to be consistent in the same percentage for healthy weight gain. And then the last one is their age. So age is a very important part of this whole puzzle. We really do not want to sleep train our babies too early. There is a too early to sleep train. It is not an exciting thing to have a baby sleeping through the night at 4 and 5 weeks old. They're just too little. Their body hasn't quite developed the full understanding of it, and they're not quite mature enough yet. So we need the 3 stages of circadian rhythms to be complete. And this takes a span of birth till about 12 to 14 weeks. So you really need to think of 12 weeks to 16 weeks, age and signs of readiness, the 3 perfect coming together and making a communication to you as the parent that I am ready to start sleeping longer at nighttime. So think between 4 to 4 months old, I would say is a very healthy age. If it's a little sooner than that, then we can help in that process, but they have to have shown all the signs. I really like to wait for that 4-month mark to show that they're really ready for this. And it pairs with the 4-month sleep regression. There is a reason we have that as well. So I will go over those things as well in the future. I'm going to have ones that just talk about regressions, and I'll have talks that just talk about sleep and development in your baby. So look out for that in the future. But one of my very favorite is red light. So I talk about it a lot in my book. If you want to check out the book, it's on Amazon. It's Creating Sweet Dreams. We'll talk about it a little bit here. There's a section in there all about red lighting. How lighting affects the circadian rhythms, what it means to your baby, what it really does to their brain and their body by waking them up with different color lights. And so one of the things we always use in the nighttime is just a red light. This one is off of Amazon. It's like the easiest little red light. Has a little knob here, and I just hook it onto my belt hook or my pants in the nighttime if I need to, and I have it all night with me. I can use it for feeding sessions. I can use it if I'm trying to find the baby in the nursery, in the crib, like where is baby in the crib? I don't want to go just kind of feeling around. And your room should be that dark. It should be pitched out black. So I like to use these little lights. They're really easy, and the reason they're so important, honestly, is because with those circadian rhythms, your baby's brain will turn on when there is a blue, green, or white light. It tells them it's daytime. The sun is out, the sky is blue. If there's these bright lights, it's telling their body that they actually should be awake at nighttime. And unfortunately, so many of our gadgets have those green and blue and white lights on them. So you want to make sure that you kind of go through your nursery and get rid of all of those lights and then only use a red light anytime you're going to go into the nursery during nighttime sleep. And Another little Amazon favorite I always get are these little blacked out stickers. So I always have these in my bag with me. I always have these little stickers. On Amazon, they're really advertised for like TV gadgets, just, what does it say on here? Lightdims.com. Anyways, I'll put links for these things, but what you want to do with all of these little stickers and all their different shapes is to go around your nursery and cover any little thing that has a light on it. The humidifier, sound machine, the smoke detector on the ceiling always seems to have a bright green light on it. The baby monitor, even if it's one of the monitors that really is trying not to use blue and green light, they still seem to have a bright light. The Nanit doesn't, which I love the Nanit. They're not paying me to say that, so I really just think it's an amazing baby monitor, but it does come with a red light that kind of glows around the camera, which is phenomenal. That's really what you want. If your monitor doesn't have that, you need to sit in the nursery for about 20 minutes and let your eyes acclimate to how dark the room is. Open your eyes and just look around. Have your stickers ready and just go around and start plugging all of those bright lights and blacking them out for your nursery. Sometimes I have to do 2 of these. Sometimes I have to double them up depending on how bright the light is. You really don't even want red light glowing. You only use red light when you need it, but otherwise the nursery should be so dark that you really just can't even see your hand in front of you. It should be a very black room, and it helps promote them understanding the day from the night. Okay, who wants to talk about bedtime routines? Routines are important. We all know that routines are important. We live off of structure and routine. Our babies live off of structure and routine. There's certain signs that they can show us what they want for their routine. So what is a good bedtime routine? There's a lot of answers to this one, but I'm going to give you mine. I would tell you that I like to keep it pretty short and sweet. I want to be able to walk into the nursery, have a 3 or 5 step process to bed. It's so easily repeatable. It's easy for travel. It's easy for different locations. It makes your bedtime routine sustainable. I don't like them to be over 30 to 45 minutes. Even if you're going to do reading a book or singing a song, you can do that in an order that is very strategic and a clear communication to your baby of what's to expect. And I will say this, I know it's not what everybody believes, but I do not believe in baths for bedtime routine. It's not easy to do every night. Our babies don't really need to bathe every night, so you can do them if it works for your family. But if you're trying to push that into your bedtime routine and it's not working, it's not the easiest thing to keep up with anyways, and they don't really need it for their nighttime. So it's from the second they walk into the door, that's when bedtime routine starts. That little threshold of the door of their sleep space tells them that that's where they're going to sleep. So you walk in the door, change a diaper, change clothes, sing a song while you're doing it. You can do them both at the same time. Lights out, and then feed to sleep. Nurse or bottle, feed your baby in a dark room. It just gives them that 5 minutes to unwind. Let them eat. Hold them upright on your chest for 10-15 minutes, not even that long. Rub and massage their back. They're really going to melt into your arms, and then lay them down. Put them to bed. A huge sleep tip that I have is how to lay your baby down. So if you've been sitting in the rocking chair or rocking your baby, kind of swaying in your arms, getting your baby nice and settled, maybe you're in this position and you have your baby really secure in your arms. Start before you even get to the crib by repositioning your arms so that you're in a good position to lay your baby down. So I go ahead and I move my hand to their bum and my other hand to the top of their head. So now their back is completely open, and when I go to lay down, I don't have a hand underneath their body that I have to move out of the way. So I have my baby nice and secure to my body. I'm not going to lift away from me because then their Moro reflex is going to trigger and it's going to make them feel like they're falling. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my whole body. So I'm going to come down to the crib, and if you're a little shorter, don't use a stool, you might fall, but get as low down as you can, and then I'll show you how to switch your arms. I'm a little taller, so I can really bend down pretty deep into the crib. So I'll bend all the way down. I'm gonna get the baby completely to the bed. So I've got my body really hovered over top of the baby's body, and I've got my hand here on baby's chest. So before I completely pull away, when I'm down here really close, I'm going to make sure that I can feel their body is nice and relaxed. I can feel them kind of melting into the mattress. I can feel them relaxing. Then I'm going to keep my hand here on baby's chest, and I'm going to pull my body away. So instead of pushing baby down and making them feel like they're falling, I actually bent all the way down and I'm just gonna pull my body away. So now I'm gonna stand over baby and just kind of hold my hand here with a little pressure over her chest. And then I'll just sit, I'll wait a minute. My eyes are closed because I'm teaching sleep, so your eyes are closed. I'm gonna breathe really deep and calm. I'm gonna keep my hand here, and then I'm gonna slowly just pull my hand up and hover. So now my hand is just hovering over baby's chest. I'll stay here for a minute. If baby starts to move, I'll put my hand back down. You don't lift your baby right back up to your chest. You just put your hand back down on their chest and put a little pressure. Keep this here for a moment. And then as your baby rests, you can hover your hand again, slowly pull your hand away, and then I just sit for a moment. Because if this takes me 3 minutes, it's faster than having to pick up all over again, shush till calm, and lay back all over again. So just take the extra 2 to 3 minutes here doing the lay down. I'll wait, and then I'll walk out of the room. So you really give yourself a whole 1, 2, 3 step lay down of getting to the mattress, your hand over their chest, pull your body away, and then go ahead and pull your hand away. Okay, let's talk about the swaddle. When do you pull it? Has it impacted your baby's sleep? And kind of what we can do working around pulling the swaddle. Of course, if your baby starts rolling over, it's time to pull the swaddle. It's also time to really work on those exercises. So I will also add a blog on exercises to do on how to help your baby learn to roll over, because they oftentimes start in one direction, but they can't do the other direction. So we need to help them figure out both directions so that they're fully mobile in their crib and they can choose their sleep position and make that step in their growth and development. So I'll give you that, but when you're going to try something difficult, you always try it in the daytime first. If you're going to pull the swaddle and it's that time, your baby is ready, do it for naps first, at least 1 nap a day. Recovering from a nap isn't that hard. You at least have another nap, you have other opportunities for sleep in the daytime, but an entire night is a very hard thing to recover from. So if you see that your signs of, or your baby's showing signs of readiness, they've started to roll over in one direction or both directions, and you're ready to pull that swaddle, try 1 nap a day for a couple of days, 1 week before you do the full transition at nighttime. Just get them used to it a little bit. And before they ever learn to roll over, start practicing doing no swaddle during nap time. It can't be all naps, 1 nap a day. This is just an opportunity for you to practice something new, something challenging, something that they need to work at, and it's not too overwhelming for you or for them. Everybody, I have saved the best for last. How to pull a nighttime feed. So I love to talk about calories. My background is in nutrition, and it's really important. It's a huge part of sleep support. We have to make sure if we're pulling a feed from the nighttime that we're not losing the calories, that our babies aren't losing weight. So anytime you think that it's being pulled from night, it needs to be replaced in the daytime. It's just a transfer over from nighttime to daytime. So the best way to do that is to make sure that your baby's already ready. That means that they've already shown you that they're ready. We've followed the signs before of readiness. Usually they've given you a sign. Spontaneously, one night they slept 6 hours. They've never slept 6 hours, but all of a sudden we're sleeping 6 hours. Just one night. That sign told you that they're ready for it, and they're just trying to tell you what their body's capable of. So then you can follow it. In order to do that, you're going to take that feed. I always start from bedtime. I don't do middle of the night with dream feeds because it's confusing to the digestive system. You go from bedtime to your first feed. That very first feed is the one that you're going to pull. We don't pull the 2 a.m. feed or the 4 a.m. feed, even though they feel better for our sleep. It doesn't make much sense to their body and how they're growing and digesting their food. So you pull this one feed, and you are going to love and hug and support them through this pull. You don't try to do soothing techniques with pulling a feed. That's confusing. So instead, you will hold your baby, you will coddle on your baby, and you will soothe them back to sleep. And you'll tell them, with all that communication, that they didn't need the feed, that they're okay, and that you're going to hold them through the process. The next time they wake up, you go immediately for a feed. You don't have babies cry to eat, because then they'll connect those two. They'll say, oh, okay, well, if I cry this loud, then I get this feed, or I need to cry to get a feed. We don't cry for food. So if we're going to pull a feed, we soothe them all the way till they fall back asleep, and then when they wake up, they eat. Or if we're going to do a feeding session, we don't let them try to cry for 10-15 minutes, see if they go back to bed, and then feed them. That's just confusing. So when it's time to eat, it's time to eat. And when it's not time to eat, you do lots of hands-on soothing to support them through it. We don't leave them in the crib. We don't try not to pick them up. Those are soothing techniques. Start with food first, move to soothing techniques, and then we get to the last stage of sleeping independently with full motion. You know, they can roll around, they're not swaddled anymore. But that's really the stages: food, soothing, and then body movement. They have the full body movement. So there's going to be some questions on this, but that was our last little segment. So now you can ask me all of your questions. We can go over this and just send me any little details you want to go over. And here we go.